so next. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Am I audible right now? Is my microphone working? It says it is on OBS. So, oh, swag, cool. Hey guys, how you doing? So on Twitter, someone asked me to break down the September remix that I did about a couple months ago. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna break down one of the synths that I made in Serum that I really like to use a lot. It's kind of like a soft synth that I like for chords, and then I'm gonna just maybe make a beat afterwards and see what happens. But that's about it for that. It's not gonna be super long. Arrangement and mixing? Sure. I'm not great at either of those, but I can definitely just talk about just like arrangement process. Cool. Oh, hey, Cole. Boom. Yeah, definitely arrangement tips. Bet. Uh, I asked people to send in samples, but I didn't really think about how that was going to work. I should have asked people to send zips because that's easier. And then one dude just sent beats, I think, which is besides the point. But I still listen to him probably. But mm, okay. Let's open up the September remix so we can get started. I'm gonna close out all these other shit so I can. No, I wasn't mad at it. It's just I'm trying to get samples. I will again. I'll listen to them. I'm sure they're fire. Yes, Cole. This is a remix of the Taylor Swift song September. I actually have remixed Taylor Swift's entire catalog, which I'll be releasing on Bandcamp soon. I have like it's like a punk jazz remix of Trouble, but it also has some like ska in there. It's we're doing some really innovative stuff over here. No, yeah, I thought I announced this on Twitter. I'm doing Taylor Swift's entire catalog. I'm just gonna remix the entire thing. I've already done a drum and bass remix of her first three albums. I'm so lame, dude. Where can we find the rest of it? I thought I uploaded the. I'm pretty sure that the Black Radio songs are a secret download on one of the compilations that's already up. Oh, hey, dude. Hey, Tossie. Let me. Let me check that real quick. Um, yeah. So if you go on my Bandcamp, whereisalex.bandcamp.com, Black Radio, all the tracks are in that album, and it's free, so you can cop that for no charge. Kill a man's ego. Hey. I think I'm all loaded up here. All right, let's get started. Let's do this. Let me put on my headphones. Uh, uh, switch to. Oh, okay. Here we. Let me hold on, so I can still see chat. And everyone can see my screen right now. I'm yeah. Let's see if y'all can hear this. Is that audible?
Do you remember when it first night, September? Love was changing the minds, within us, while chasing the clouds away. Our hearts were ringing in the key that our souls were singing as we danced in the night. Remember how the stars stole the night away. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I turned my desktop audio down. Is that better? And yeah, I downloaded Streamlabs OBS today. I just didn't have enough time to test it out. All right, cool, man. Let's do this. So it opens up. What are we looking at here? Okay. This is real simple. This is a sample that I'm just obsessed with. That I found on Splice, and it's just a really nice, clean throw that I use obsessively because I like that stuff. We got a silence patch. I bounced it. Uh, I like that patch a lot. It's really clean. And it has this pitch modulation thing that's really slight, but it makes a lot of difference. We got a little vocal sample right here, which is another thing that I use obsessively because I love the way it sounds. What sound is this? What is this? What is this? Oh, it's a Dillip clap. Dillip is so talented, dude. I love his beats. But yeah, I use one of his claps. Oh, oh, oh.
Do you
I should mention for all, let me see if the automation is actually in this. But for all of my weird pitch stuff, I just use, I set my samples to complex over here, and then I use the transpose section in order to do all my little pitch shifts for samples. Let's go into the main thing then. What's it sound like?
remember when it first night, September? Love was changing the minds within us while chasing the clouds away. Our hearts were
So most of my, I'm guessing this is Lounge Lizard. Yep, all of my electric pianos, for the most part, are Lounge Lizard. I think I've occasionally used like a contact bank, but I like Lounge Lizard. And I added a flanger because I like um, that effect. What's your mixing process? Do you mix as you go along or just put ideas down entirely? I used to just make the song and then mix afterward. I think that as I've gotten better at mixing, I'm able to identify really basic problems that I can take care of. Um, I think nowadays I do a lot of preliminary mixing as I'm going along, but then after I'm done, it's really important to double back and get a reference track, and then really sit down with the reference track and see how it has its distribution of frequencies across the spectrum, and then try and go back and match what's going on in the reference track. Overthinker that I put out super early this year is the first time that I really just sat down with a bunch of reference tracks and just really closely studied how frequencies were distributed across the spectrum in order to match my stuff. What's in here? Oh, that's the. Did I do anything to this? I think I just took out. Yeah, this multi-band compressor is here for no reason. Okay. Um. mm, that's a snare. Bop. This is. I'm guessing it's a Graves kick. It's a Lakim kick. Um, I like this kick a lot. It's one of the ones that I use frequently. The Lakim snare stuff from Graves and stuff from Decap. I really like just like really nice, punchy, saturated stuff is what I go for. And for the percussion, I used two samples. There's a triangle. I don't use that often. I do really like this weird textured hi hat we got going on. I think I might make a splice repack full of the stuff that I like to use frequently, and then like let everyone look through that. I think it's kind of dumb to be protective over samples that I didn't even make. So yeah, I think that'd be a cool resource for people. So yeah.
Remember 21st night, September. Love was changing the minds, drifting up while chasing the clouds away. Our hearts were ringing in the key that our souls were singing as we danced in the night. Remember how the stars stole the night away. Oh, yeah.
This Snap 808 is one of the ones that I use pretty frequently. Uh, oh, oh, let me hook in my MIDI. Splice actually stepped to me a couple years ago. Medicine connected me. I'm super not I'm into sound design and stuff, but I'm super just into putting pieces together, and I'm don't particularly care about trying to be like the super complicated sound design dude. I do think over the years I've compiled enough sounds that I could definitely just put something out for free for anyone who wanted it. Um, yeah. Also, there are just a lot of splice packs that use sounds that I know came from other sources, and that just legally seems kind of sketchy. Yeah. If I did do something again, either I'd put it out for free and just be like, here are samples that I use frequently, along with stuff that I've made, or I would really sit down and figure out how to make some of the sounds that I really love, so that I wouldn't be infringing upon any copyright stuff. Do you use horns fairly often? Do you use samples and then pitch them to the project, or realistic plugins and play them? I tend to use samples and then pitch them to the project. I have not found too many really good um, horn emulators for things other than orchestral purposes. Like finding really good jazz horn plugins isn't something that I've had a lot of success with. Yeah, my brass samples are really deep. My guitar samples, I obsessively collect guitar samples. Yeah. Oh, anyway, yeah, this really clean 808 that I use a lot. Sometimes I apply distortion to it after the fact, but it's a really good bass 808 to use. Oh, and we got, a guitar sample. That's a really quick one shot. Uh, Trumpet from brass tracks. Uh, let's see what this part is. So yeah, we got the roads going on. Real talk, figuring out how to play piano for a song that I'm making has been like a really difficult process to understand. It's taken some time. Like one of the things that I'm hearing. No, it's a Rhodes from Lounge Lizard. Oh, there we go. One of the things I really had to figure out is how to do voicings that sound right and that are melodic in nature. So like I'm hearing I picked out that C sharp and then I use the C sharp to kind of anchor all the chords together. So you're and then you move to the and that C sharp is still in my right hand and then you go to the so that's kind of a tip that I would really recommend is if you're trying to make your chords have some kind of melodic structure to them, it's really cool to pick a note and then just use that note to anchor all the chords off of. When I'm in church and I'm playing behind the preacher, I do that a lot. When he's just talking and you need some calm music behind him, I'll just pick like an F and I'll just sit there for a good 5 and 10 minutes and just play a bunch of chords that are centered around that F. So yeah, it's a really good exercise to just figure out how chords are interconnected. And it's also a really good way, again, to just establish a melodic line that sounds nice. We got a respace going under the roads. Yeah. Did I make this or did I get this from somewhere? Let's see. Oh, oh, oh. Don't do this to me right now, dude. Oh, yeah, I made this. So it is. Yeah, man, Theorem is really nice if you for specific sounds. I don't use it for everything, but in certain cases it does its job really well. So is this the initial? Hold on. So this is like a backward saw wave, and I've detuned it. And I've added 7 voices so that it kind of has that spread effect to it. Let me take out. And it also has the portamento considerably up to like, yeah, that much, 123 milliseconds, so that it takes time to get from note to note, and it's in mono, so I can mess around and have that effect. Hey, Camoufly, you're awesome, dude. I love your music. Uh, Oscillator B is a Reese. Same thing. It's 7 voices, detuned. Um, yeah, it's a really simple patch. And then on top of all of that, I have it's a vocal sample. So all together, it sounds like again. Yeah, man. Oh my God, that Lido tribute that Camoufly did is bananas, dude. Go listen. It's good music. What's here? What is this?
You holding hands with your heart. See you only blue talking love. Remember how we knew love was here to stay. Now this.
Okay, so we have a piano. And then we layer that with a bass. And that's a Chromanichi sample off of his Splice Pack. Christian is such a great dude. I did the show with him in late January with Good Society. Really great dude, really talented. Um, we got an organ going on. So the gospel inspiration comes from you actually playing. Yeah, yeah. I think since I was about 12 or 13, I just had to, and I had no like training. They really just sat me down and made me play all the services, and that's how I learned piano. Uh, I guess one of the things that I want to call attention to is how important voicing is. One, in order to utilize all the strengths of your instruments, and also to avoid mixing problems. Um, so for an organ, a lot of the space is already filled in by the piano and the bass. So you'll notice there's no left hand on the organ. It's just the right hand. And then with the piano, I've EQ'd out a lot of the lows, and then some stuff in that weird mid range. so that when the bass is added, there's room for all of it. And it's a principle that you pick up when you are playing in church. It's you have a bass player, you have an organist, you have a key player and a guitarist maybe sometimes, and all y'all don't need to be playing in the same frequency ranges. So so if I'm playing piano, I'm noodling around in that mid to high range. Oh, so that the bass has room to do what they need to do. And then a lot of times, if you're in church and you're playing organ, you're not even doing anything that's really substantive. You're. I've honestly played songs in church where it was a full band, and sometimes all that I really needed to do was just like really, really simple stuff. But if there are a bunch of other instruments and they're already taking up spaces in certain frequency ranges, then you can just kind of add your part in and it won't be much, but it'll be right proportionate to what's going on. I guess that's kind of a mixing tool is don't make too many problems for yourself that you don't have to. If you have a couple of instruments, think about what ranges they're playing in and limit your stuff to where it actually needs to be. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but yeah. Like I super had to learn as someone who is a piano player. I love doing the big chords, the just taking up the entire range of the piano. But when you're trying to make tracks, that's not conducive to the overall song, and you really just have to limit the range. So a lot of times when I'm making stuff, I just stay in like the mid range of yeah. Oh yeah, and you know what? I may go overboard with the high passing. I may go overboard, but I have such a hard time mixing that I just like to keep it as clean as possible. That's all. I think someone asked what organ VST do I use. I use a couple. This one is called VB3, and it is an emulation of a B3 organ. That's all. It's good. I like how it sounds. Is there anything else in here that differentiates from what I just told you? I think that's essentially everything. Um, Here's a pad I like using a lot. It is some contact stuff. It's called Polypad One, but then I put some retro color on it just to add some pitch modulation, um, and a little bit of noise. This is all it does. But it's really nice for color, I think. If I ever need to just insert some high end, like harmonic content high end, I'll just yeah. What's this? A Celeste. I think I actually yeah. I think I sampled that from Reason. Um, and I made it the sample a long time ago, but I just keep using it. And is that in mono? Cause that's I don't like that. That sounds gross. I guess it works in the context of a mix, but I don't like that. whatever. And what's this? That should definitely have a high pass filter on it. That, if I'm not mistaken, that is a sound from. Let me check. Let me see what that is. Because I'm pretty sure that's a. Mm, mm, mm. I'm pretty sure that's from a Artorias Prophet V3. Is it gonna load? Who knows? Oh, and now it's frozen. This is my life. I am on a Lenovo ThinkPad that does not have nearly the capabilities for me to be streaming, much less making music. Uh, yeah, I don't own it. I just have the demo. That's how broke I am. I don't even own it. I just use it and bounce my stuff out before 20 minutes comes up. Even no, I'm good. Pretty sure it's keys. I'm jazz club. Yep, that's what it is. This is a patch from the Prophet V3 VST called Jazz Club. Bet. And honestly, I think that everything else is just a repetition of stuff that I already showed y'all. You know what? That'll be the first thing I do before next Sunday is I'll literally just sit down and look at a bunch of stuff that I downloaded off of Splice and just put it in a repack or just recommend them to y'all. I think I'm more so that feeling missing information. A really good strategy that I use in order to seek out um samples on Splice is just to go out of your way to different genres that you wouldn't really use. I go through a lot of cinematic stuff. I go through a lot of stuff for like game design, and I've been messing around in like tear out dubstep and yeah, just like really weird genres that you wouldn't normally go for. Is where I find some really interesting sounds. Yeah, man, so that's all for this. This is not a very complicated song. I woke up and realized that it was September 21st and was like, let's do this. And then I did it. And that's all. No. Someone asked about Binky. I honestly do not know if I still have that project file. I might. I'll check. Oh, let's go over a sound real quick. Again, I'm not sound design dude, but occasionally I'll want to use something that I made with my own two hands. So this is this. Am I? Hold on. Yeah, my CPU can't handle that. I should stop playing. It's called. I called it the "Take Me Away" synth because I tried to model it after the opening synth in Daniel Caesar's "Take Me Away." Um, didn't get that close, but just independently of the reference, I think it sounds pretty nice. So let me just walk you through it real quick. This isn't a complicated sound, but this is the kind of stuff that I like to use. So I started off with the triangle wave, as you can see. It has 5 voices to it. Is it detuned at all? It's not detuned at all, which is really weird, but okay. I do have pitch modulation on it, and let me see where it is. This is probably it right here. Yeah. So I used my LFO2 and I set it to 2.5 hertz. So that's the frequency with which the pitch is modulating. Yeah. I can go to the matrix and turn it up. Can I? Yeah. I'm. I think every synth that I ever make has some kind of filter on it because I'm stuck in 2015 like a loser. But yeah, it makes that really nice. I don't know how to describe that sound, but I just like the sound of the low pass filter, like sweeping up. And where is it? It's this one. And then the other thing that I have is this noise that I pitched up because the default is like and that's just nasty. So like let's not do that. We pitched it up. And then I modulated the volume so that it kicks in a little bit before the actual synth. So as opposed to and it does the benefit of adding some texture to the sound without messing with the cleanliness of the attack. Oh, yeah, and there is post processing on it. So because I didn't use, so hold on, this is what it sounds like without any FX on it. Super quiet. So I added a multi-band compressor, and I had to dip out the highs because without it, it sounds like this. So I just dialed that back. Uh, and then I added chorus because again, there's no detune on the triangle wave, so I added some with chorus. And then what's this? So yeah, because the multi-band compressor is really pushing those high frequencies as the sound continues on, I manually added a shelf so that it starts taking away the high end. And yeah, I really like soft synths. I wish I could afford um actual like hardware synths, but I can't. There you go. Mm, I'm gonna let y'all download this because this is a really easy synth to make, and there's no reason that I should be hoarding it because it's not that complicated of a sound. So y'all can have this later today. What's going on here? What's going on here? What is? Oh Jesus! A medicine is old song called "Girl." You know what? Let me stop real quick and just listen to the song, and I'll tell you if I can remember what it is. One second. Uh, okay, so are you referring to this? That? I'm not sure. Hold on. Did I make that? Did I do that? I'm going to say, hold on. I'm gonna say that I sampled a synth from a Kendrick Lamar song, and then I modulate. I should stop saying modulate. Yeah. Uh, I I feel like I know how I made this. I feel like I know how I made this. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me dig through my sample. Uh, so I feel like the sample in question comes from this.
One time, reporting live, Compton, California.
Let's see. So that is an F, which is four steps away from C sharp, which is eight. Okay, so eight. That sounds kind of yeah.
One time.
Ooh, that's the exact spot. That's the exact spot. And knowing how trash I was at making music, I definitely used the auto filter, and I probably had it set on that synchronized to the tempo, and I was probably messing around with the rate. Um, and so yeah, messing with this along with the actual pitch of the sample is probably what did that. I am because if I go in my email, I definitely have the stems that he sent me. I just want to verify, but that sounds like that's how I did it. That sounds like that's how I did it. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a more definitive answer later, but I'm almost sure that's how I did that. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I haven't thought about that song in so long. I used to be so trash. I also knew like then that medicine was great at producing because I was like, I've never heard any music from you, but I'm listening to this thing you sent me, and you're already better than me. Yeah, I Grant is super talented, man. What's going on? Ooh, Beer Girl, I Wish You Loved. Do I have either of those? Turtle Shell. Good God, Beer Girl is such a there's so much going on in that song. Yeah, the fact that he even bought up Turtle Shell is oh my God, I think I have it actually. Do I? I wasn't planning on doing this, but if I have it, I'm gonna just pop it up. Beer Girl, that is. Um, I doubt that I have all the samples in this song. I'm gonna try though. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see. Mm, I'm definitely gonna stream more often. I think that I'm gonna start with Sundays, and we'll move on from there. 10 Crack Commandments. I'd probably have that project file still. Are there any other things that y'all want to see me break down? Because I'm gonna be here probably same time next week. It'd be interesting to hear some suggestions. Everything. I wish. More arrangement tips. Meteorite. Boredom. Problems. I will check for new ways to long for you. I definitely do not have 7.4, uh, because that was a Reason file, and I do not use Reason anymore. Internet theory. I will note all of these, and I will start scavenging for project files. So next week we can go over some stuff. I think I have Drake Flow. I think I have that. Uh, mm, mm, mm. The vocal sample from "I Wish You Loved Me." I don't know how to say her name. I'm a little bit embarrassed. I'll show you later. Thank you for the suggestions. I'm definitely taking note of all of these. Um, how long does it take you to start and finish a track? It depends, honestly. I think probably some of my biggest stuff, like Drake Flow, I sat down and I made it in like 30 minutes. Um, I think a lot of my most popular stuff was really spur of the moment. Sometimes it takes me longer to do stuff. Like everything on Overthinker took a minute. Uh, I sat down. I hadn't made music in a while, and I was trying to get back into a regular flow of making stuff. I sat down, I made it in 30 minutes, and I was like, "This is gonna do well, probably." And then I uploaded it, and it was bananas. I still don't know why that is the song that did it, but man, I've never felt that good making a song. I I sat down, I did it, and I was like, "Yep, that's that's the one." Yeah. I mean, you're definitely right that Drake is super popular, and I think to a degree, the way that SoundCloud worked, me having Drake in the title probably shot it up algorithmically. Yeah, it's just weird how stuff works. It's weird how stuff works. I love. Someone said I'm surprised. Oh, Kilimanzigo said I'm surprised they didn't get flagged. I low key think that SoundCloud chooses to turn a blind eye to certain content that is performed well, because there's no reason that I should still have a SoundCloud just based on the sheer amount of uh, DMCA violations that I've committed. I doubt every sample is in here. Yeah, see, that's all the stuff that's missing off of Be Your Girl. So what I'll do is for next time, I will actually sit down and go through all of this and just try and find all the sounds, and then we can come back and I'll show you Be Your Girl. That'll be next Sunday then. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of samples, dude. That's a lot. They are super random with it, and I don't know who. I think periodically they just may get pressed by like a major label or something, and then it happens in waves. I don't know. You also have to be strategic too. Um, I think generally speaking, I stayed away from doing songs that are like popular in the moment. Like you have to expect if you do a really popular song right now, they're probably gonna pull it. Someone asked, "How do you get out of beat block?" I don't have an easy answer for that. Usually, when I feel blocked up, it's because I'm making something that I don't want to make, and when I sit down and just make things without pressure, is when stuff usually happens. Another thing that I do is I sit down and I really just try and learn new things. Following tutorials is a great way to just learn how to make new sounds or just find new techniques, and that helps. I also just try to live life, and try and have experiences that give me things to talk about and write about and make music about. Separate and Overthinker were all about romantic stuff. Like I was like really just like heartbroken when I made both of those bodies of work, which is so cliched to be like, oh, but that's how it happens sometimes. How do you go about connecting different sections together and not just making it a loop? How do I answer that? I'm thinking. Usually, what I do for that, in order to make things, hold on. Honesty. I am going to open up the honesty remix that I did with Garrickson, and I'm going to show you a few things as far as how I made it into like a thing that flow. Because the honesty remix that I made with Garrickson took a minute to make, specifically because I was having problems making it into a coherent song. And maybe if I revisit it, it'll help you to get some ideas. Uh, let's see what's going on here. Oh, let's see. Let's not play. Yeah, whatever. I don't think this is the mixed version, but who cares? So, I guess one of the answers is that I use a lot of ambient sounds in order to create like I like white noise risers, but I also just like using super reverb ambient stuff to kind of like literally connect both pieces together. I reverse a lot of stuff, so like you can see here. Um, Something I do a lot is that I will have a sound and then I reverse the sound. Hold on, I'll just do it. You know, just go in, reverse it, lower it, and then put it behind there so that it kind of makes this. And that's a way of doing a riser. That's not like, just a generic white noise riser. And it does you the service of making the parts feel connected. Another key thing as far as transitioning into different parts of a song is to make sure that as you get near the end of the loop, you vary whatever's happening so that the energy drops off. For example, let me go into the drums on this real quick. Hold on. Uh, 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 you notice when it's time to transition into the next part, all the drums except for the kick dropped out. So you can feel the shift in energy, and all of a sudden something that was a little bit more involved and had a lot of moving parts all of a sudden got simpler, and that helps you to go into an even simpler part, which is just you know um so definitely as you end as you near the end of a loop, if you're going into a lower energy section, and start taking stuff out. If you're going into a higher energy section, maybe it's time to start adding things in slightly. What else did I do there though? Doing stuff like reverbing things out and delaying things out to make the end of the loop more ambient also helps. So you can hear that where is it? Let me find it. That pluck. So that just I put a delay on it, and then I also took a reverb. And actually, let me. I feel like this is a thing that everyone knows how to do, but it is really simple. I go to reverb and I pick sizzle, or do I? No, I don't actually. I'm sorry. I just get a regular reverb. Turn the decay time up, and then I automate the dry wet. And then when the dry wet gets to 100, I turn on freeze, and so you end up with this really ambient sound. Yeah, got a lot too. And then I think another really basic thing to think about is just how to utilize crescendo and decrescendo, making things louder, making things softer in order to go into different parts. That's about it, though. It's not complicated. My mastering is absolute crap. For a significant portion of time, I was just slapping a saturator on the end of my tracks, which people do more than I thought. I think I heard that Ramzoid still does that. Is you just make everything as loud as it's going to be, EQ everything, compress everything as it needs to be, and then you just put soft clip on a saturator. Which is, I don't think that sound from a music tech point, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. The thing with just putting a saturator on is that you're mixing to your master whenever you do that. So if there are distortion issues, if there are really nasty resonant frequencies, you just have to handle that inside of the mix. Um, and soft clip just helps to ensure that it doesn't clip. Um, which is actually a mixing tool. It was a real tool for me when I started out because I would just put the drive up and then soft clip it, and I could hear resonant frequencies that needed to be taken out. So it was a really good way for me to figure out really quickly what should not be there in my mix, and then you can go back retroactively and just take it out. I used to watch a lot of Sakura Burst tutorials, and that's something that they really impressed upon me. Like they would take she would take a limiter and she would set the limiter really steeply, and she would just make her entire song that way. And she would know like as she's making it, I can hear frequencies that shouldn't be there. And having the limiter set to where I want it to be ahead of time is an easy way to spot out frequencies that don't work. Yeah, my some of my earlier mixes are embarrassing to listen to now, but that was just the climate. Is people were just messing around and doing whatever. Um, and I kind of miss that to a certain extent. Just kind of being able to take whatever technical risks you wanted to, or just even being technically inept. But if you had a nice musical idea, it didn't super matter. You know, I have grown a lot, I think, over the years. How do you make your brass shots? Some of a while ago, Medicine gave me a sample that I used a lot. I fish around for brass one shots sometimes on the web. Recently, what I have been doing is that I use um, VSTs and I look at their brass instruments and I'll use those as a base and then process them later. And I'm trying to find a rack, but I don't see it. Instruments. Instrument rack? Brass ensemble. So for a lot of songs, I ended up using something that looked like this rack, where I have Ableton made a brass ensemble pack. So I start with that, and then I saturate the crap out of it, do some EQing in order to get rid of the super low frequencies, the obligatory OTT in order to kind of level out the frequencies. Overdrive in order to give it some just some raspiness, and also to accentuate some of the higher frequency tones. Reverb for reverb, and what's the yeah. So a lot of this brass hits that I do are 2 octaves. Yeah. I think for the honesty, I'm going to open it back up. Or just look at the honesty brackets. Oh, great. I can't even tell. Yeah, it's definitely a sample. I'll find the exact one and I'll give it to you. I just can't. I didn't name the original session Honesty like I should have. So, or is it Honesty Draft? Isn't it? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. It's actually a cymatics brass shot, which is funny. There you go. I don't know where I got it from. If you don't have it, I'll send it to you. Did reason feed into a lot of your sound choices early on? Um, Not really. I did a lot of sampling when I used reason. So I didn't rely on a lot of its internal sounds. I think I used subtractor some, and I probably used NNXT and NN19 for samplers. In terms of effects, do you go for Ableton stock or external VSTs? I stick pretty much with Ableton stock VSTs. I think it's super important to just have the principles of mixing down. I don't, but I'm trying. But there's no magic plugin usually that's gonna make your stuff smack. Um, and as far as I know, Ableton's default stuff is pretty solid. So yeah, I use Camel Crusher. I use some stuff for granular synthesis. I use some external VSTs for just like weird processing stuff. But for the heavy duty lifting of compression, EQing, limiting, I pretty much stick with Ableton stock VSTs. Uh, yeah. So you treat composing and mixing as two separate processes. Um, Overthinker is the first time that I just made stuff and then had entire sessions that were just for mixing. Generally speaking, I mix and master in the same session. So that's a new occurrence for me. This vid is going to be available later. I had VODs enabled by default. Because my last stream was so off the cuff, I just deleted it. But this is going to be on my Twitch channel when I'm done. And to answer the earlier question, yeah, I use samples and then I process them. Um, yeah. Okay, so there are a lot of. Oh, did you click the? Yeah, yeah. Again, it was unable to begin with. I just deleted my first stream. This is gonna be up afterwards. Well, you know what? Also, let me just check and make sure because I'm super new to streaming, and I'm probably gonna mess something up. But as far as I know, this is gonna be on my channel when it's done. And thank you for reminding me and giving me that tip because I am not great with technology. I just started using EQ3 and it's clutch. I just dip out the mids on EQ3 sometimes to make it sound cleaner. Just Yeah, great. All right, man. We've been going about an hour. I don't really know what else I can do that I have prepared right now. Um, I think we can call it. People did send samples again because I didn't specify how they should be sent. I kind of didn't do the best job at streamlining that process, so I'll do a better job in specifying how to send them next time. I do appreciate everyone who sent in samples. In next stream, I will use those samples in order to make a beat. Um, yeah, the rest of the stream, I'm gonna not talk a lot, and I'm just gonna sit down and make a beat. Oh no, yeah, thank you, Tossie Prod. I did get those samples. It would take me a second though to just download them. Um, I should have asked everyone to send things in zip files, which would have made it easier. But I did get them. Thank you very much for sending them. I downloaded Discord a while ago. I'm gonna figure out how that works, and I'm gonna get that set up. I honestly don't know what to make though, because you know what? No, I don't. And a thank you to everyone who came in and just watched, spent some time with me. I really appreciate y'all. Hope y'all are doing well. The world is in a crazy place right now, and I'm just trying to do something that can momentarily give us a little bit of respite. How do I initialize? I have no idea what I'm doing. What like how many trash beats do y'all make? Like percentage wise, how many of your beats are just complete trash? My ratio is horrible. It's just no one ever hears about the bad ones because they don't have to. Yeah, I don't know how some people just stay up all day and just cook like 10 good beats. Pretty sure like 98% of my beats are complete trash. And then occasionally I'm like, oh, it slaps. I feel like I'm missing something from that. Is that it? So here's the thing. I'm gonna make some trash beats on stream. I'm gonna fail miserably every once in a while. Um, I've learned not to be scared of that as I've gotten older. It's whatever, man. Mm, what was that? That's not gonna work. Oh well. Um, I honestly don't know what to make right now. Maybe there's something that I was working on that might be interesting. Mm, mm, there are too many samples listed. There are too many samples missing in the box bootleg for me to go over it. I don't know where they went. I may have made some stuff in like a different DAW and then bounced it out and then deleted the files, which is not great. Yeah, this is probably the part of the stream where samples would have came in handy. Because it's easier for me to make stuff when I just have material that doesn't have any context and I can just put it together. It's a drum and bass Lotus Eater flip for a set that I'm doing for somebody. That's gonna be weird. Oh, it says it. Duh. You're totally right. Mm, 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 mm. I think I'm just ending the stream because I'm like super beat blocked. Oh, you know what? I'm not beat blocked. It's just I've never made anything in front of anyone, um, and that's a little bit paralyzing, I guess. But yeah. Okay. And also it's been an hour and a half. Jesus Christ. Thank you to everyone who showed up. Um, y'all are great. It's good to have y'all. Um, yeah, man, this is a fun experience. Thank you all very much. Samples. You can send samples to my email, which I will drop if you want to send them in zipped form. That'd be great. I'm going to take the next week to iron out problems, do some testing, and come back to y'all with an even better stream. Yeah, I got a performance anxiety. We're gonna try it next week. All right, love y'all. Thank you very much. Mm, mm, mm. Where is it? Okay. Uh, oh.